Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Chef Yukei. Today, I have my very special guest once again coming back on the show, Jeff Tung Jr., everyone.
What's up? Here again.
Welcome back. It's been a long time since you've been on the show.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah. So how are things?
Things are good. Every day's a new excitement, right?
Yeah. Did you? I think you were busy with some clients earlier today. That's why we couldn't do the show till later. But thank you for making time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Always gotta make time for everybody, right?
Yeah. So what were you doing with your client?
I had a couple calls today. The one that I think you overheard was just a call with a potential client. They're making offers on the property, and really what we wanted to do or establish during that call was to understand the strategy that we want to employ in terms of rate versus cost. And a lot of times, I think the common misconception out there is that you always want to have the lowest rate, which is a good thing, right? Because your monthly payment is dictated by interest rate. However, there's a cost associated to that in almost every case. And
explain that. That's kind of because to me, you kind of want the lowest rate at all costs, almost, right? Or
well, it's funny that you say at all costs, right? So there's a cost for everything, right? Nothing's free. Yeah. We've learned that growing up, right? There's no free lunch. There's always a catch, right?
That's right.
So I think what a lot of people don't realize, and most people aren't going to realize it because they don't see this stuff every day. They don't see rate sheets. They don't see how what they call a yield spread is built in. It's essentially the margin that a lender has in a specific rate. And a lot of mortgage professionals, I guess we'll call them, are gonna make a sale based off of the lowest rate, right? But having a low rate without the right strategy can be sometimes more costly in the longer term.
Like, right? What do you mean by strategy?
Well, so part of the call that we were on today was understanding the difference between a low rate versus a high rate, and how does that impact your overall out-of-pocket expense? Because paying to buy the lower rate, what is that in comparison to going with the higher rate at less cost?
Wait, so hold on. There's like a federal rate, right? Like 4%. So you're telling me that if there's like a federal rate, there's still like a difference between what other people can offer you, like saying like, so someone can offer you a 10% and they're making the 6%, and you can offer me like 5% and you make that.
Right. Yeah. So it's a margin.
Right.
So it's known as yield spread.
Okay.
Right. So the rate is the rate, and then there's a lot of times a margin from what the lender is offering.
Right.
So when we look at the rate sheet,
and you're saying that the cheapest rate,
the
lowest rate might not yield the service you need to get the product
No, I mean the lowest rate's going to yield the lowest payment.
Okay.
Right. The payment is a function of your interest rate and your loan amount. But there's also closing fees. Right. There's what people associate the cost to as points. Right. Or there's origination cost. And a lot of times that's built in to the rate. So that's what the rate that's offered is with built-in cost. Right. So what we were comparing today was if we go with the base rate and the client pays points or pays origination, they pay more fees to get the lower rate. Is that truly beneficial? And how long does it take for somebody to make that money back by coming out of pocket with more money to buy a lower rate?
Exactly.
And in their situation, when we were comparing the two options, lowest rate versus highest cost, or lowest rate with highest cost, and compared to the higher rate with the lowest cost, for them it was going to take over 3 years for them to even break even on paying more money now to get the lower rate. And when we talk about strategy, I mean, we have to look at where the potentially where the market may go. And there's a lot of signs, a lot of data that shows that rates are likely to come down in a time frame that's shorter than 3 years. So if somebody were to subscribe to the fact that I want the lowest rate, I don't care how much it costs. Well, that makes sense, but in the long term of things, right? If the market improves in terms of rates inside of, in this situation, 3
Then
years,
you didn't have to pay in advance to
right,
get that.
right, yeah. So if they were to
right
refinance
strategy,
to a lower rate because the market naturally provides that
Right.
inside of 3 years,
Right.
then they're leaving money on the table.
Right, because the buying the points is kind of like getting certs on your tires, right?
Yeah, sure.
So that the mortgage people makes the money, right? And you're just trying to guarantee that you, before the expiration of the cert, that you bust your tires and you get a new
Right.
one, right?
Right.
So-
Yeah, you want to try to take advantage of that warranty before it expires, right?
Right.
And I think the basis of the conversation was just to convey that where do they see themselves, right? Is this the last loan that they're ever going to do? I mean, they're an older couple, right? And do they want to go through this again? And the answer was yes. They're willing to look at opportunities in the future, which I think is prudent, right? For anybody. And with that said, the recommendation was to really not expend too many resources to get something today that might be available in the next 6 months naturally.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, there's no point in paying for it now, right? If you see it coming down, and I don't think it'll make a big difference in the short term, even if it doesn't come down in the 6 months, because you need like 3 years to make it back.
Right. Yeah, the cost difference between getting the lower rate was a $400 a month payment, but even that's a lot of money.
Right, but okay. So who decides to do all that work, all that research, all that comparison for this couple that you probably don't even take money from them right now, right? Like you're not gonna take money from them from a deal, but you just went ahead and look at their financial situation and try to understand it and did some comparisons and gave them recommendation that's actually super logical that would take someone days, months to decide. And so working with you, right, naturally you're providing them service that other broker or people might not be providing. Like they're just trying to get the deal in the door. They're not like looking after the people, like the customer aspect of working with you is different, right?
Yeah, I mean, there is no deal. They don't have a contract accepted.
But you're spending time already, like tons of time.
Yeah, I mean, that needs to happen, right? I feel like that's a necessary evil to what we do or what I do in the industry. I think that people need to be educated. People need to be educated so that way they can make a sound decision. We're not talking about $100 here. We're talking about hundreds of thousands.
Right.
The decisions today can affect their future for years to come. I think it's important that we have these conversations, whether they're 20 minutes or an hour long, right? Because the more that we can hash out in the beginning, because when they get their offer accepted, things move very quickly.
Yeah, for sure, because they need the bank want the money now, right?
Yeah, I mean, the sellers want the money now, right? I mean, we have contracts that are 20-day close, right? So from the point that they sign that contract, you have 20 days. We're not talking about business days. It's 20 days. And we have holiday this weekend.
Right, yeah.
We're losing 2 business days.
Right.
Right? You have to get an appraisal done, and that can take sometimes a week, right? So getting as much done up front and understanding really where the client's mindset is, and also educating them on some of these strategies that we're talking about. Maybe a lot of people don't take the time to do that in terms of professionals in the industry, but I feel like over the years, it's something that I've realized that is kind of the meat and potatoes. If we can resonate in that regard and we can understand the strategy, we can understand where the client's head is at, then it makes things so much easier as we move forward, because it does move so fast. It allows us to be in a position to pull the trigger quickly.
And the individual attention that you're providing for your customers, right? It seems like, you're not like thousands. You're like you like to be in touch with your customers, Like if you're not physically in touch, you want to be like one-on-one. You want to like, I feel like that's how you work.
Yeah, I feel like it's the individual attention, right? Everybody's situation is a little bit different, right? And some people need more hand holding than others. Some scenarios need more massaging than others, right? It's great that for some of the folks who can cherry pick a deal and be like, oh, this is the person that I absolutely want to work with. This is my dream client, right? But there's a lot of other people in this world that don't fit that, and they need help too. As part of my job, actually the main portion of my job is to be an advisor. Right? I don't approach this as a sales situation. And I think most people, once we have a conversation, they realize that. Nobody wants to be sold.
No, for sure. Or told what to do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's more so allowing somebody to make an educated decision, right? And what I find is a lot of times people don't know, and rightfully so. They're not in the mortgage industry. They're not in real estate. They don't know how any of this works, right? They don't understand a lot of it. They don't have the time to put into it. And they can comb the internet for months and still not really get the information they need.
Right.
So being able to look at things from a kind of a holistic perspective and diagnose a situation, kind of like a doctor or an attorney, right? You have this broad spectrum of rules. How much of that really applies to each individual, right? And then understanding those rules, can you come up with a scenario or a strategy that is going to benefit the client the most, right? And then, there's follow through, there's accountability, right? And if you put somebody on a path to try to help improve their financial situation, I mean, I can do that all day until I'm blue in the face, but are they going to actually do that? Right? Accountability is a big part of it. Trying to get people to do the things that you need them to do, because
clean up their act, pay out some bills, print me the bank statement, just
lazy
shit.
Pay your credit card on time. I mean,
we can do a whole other pod on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, consumer debt is no joke.
Yeah, that's one of the things right now. It's going to be off the cliff. They were saying about consumer debt. It's going to be like the 2008 real estate, the bubble, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of doom and gloom out there. It's funny how we came from like during COVID, we had like the highest amount of savings, right? As individually, as people in this country, like there was more money in savings than we've had in a long time, and then now we've just kind of fallen off that cliff in terms of consumer debt, right? Like people are now in larger amounts of debt than we've seen in a long time.
How do we get them to be able to work with you? Like, let's just say we got some audience out there that's like, you know what? Because you can work with anybody in the United States, right? I mean, like,
actually, so I'm licensed in California.
Oh,
so you're doing a deal in California, anywhere in the state, I can do that,
okay,
right? And we have contacts in other states, so it just varies depending on where you're going. So if you have questions, you want to reach out to me, you can email me at info@keybuzzmortgage.com. That's KEYBUZZ mortgage, spell that one right, .com.
I wouldn't know how to spell mortgage. But
a lot of people don't. When you get a mortgage, you understand how to spell it.
Yeah, you sign enough paper.
Yeah, right. Sign your life away a few times.
Hit them up if you're even thinking about needing a home. Like the mortgage thing, it's not something like, it's not like something that you go to the checkout line and put and put the fucking Apple Pay on that shit and beep.
I mean, it could be, right?
Right.
Like, so here's the thing, right? Like, I actually, when I'm talking to people, I bring this up, right? And this is kind of where you fit in. It's like, you're hungry. You can go to McDonald's.
Yes.
You can stand at a machine, punch in your order, or you can do it in the car and yell, scream at the mic, right?
Yeah.
Or you can have somebody who understands what you want to eat, why you need to eat it.
How can I take your order? Welcome to McDonald's. Hi, may I take your order?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you drive up? Can you speak up louder?
Can I have a Big Mac? Right? And then you have people like Chef Yukei, right? Who is a professional chef. He's studied abroad. He's learned the nuances of what it's like to provide sustenance and service,
Yes, yes.
right? Plating, what tastes and flavors go with what other items, right? It's a different experience. We all want that custom experience. We all want to be able to strategize, right? You can go to McDonald's and eat. That satisfies the need.
Yes.
But is
The
McDonald's
cheapest rate is McDonald's.
well, yeah, but and at the same time, is McDonald's going to set you up for success in your health?
Right, exactly. Are they thinking about their bottom lines, or are they thinking about your bottom? That's the thing. That's the difference. You know, when I was corporate chef, right? I was worrying about the P&L, right? I don't give a fuck if it's good. You gain 50, freshman 15.
Right.
Chef Yukei, you get the freshman 30. You know, I don't care. Just buy, eat, eat it. You know.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm doing private, right?
It's a different level of professionalism.
Yes, yes.
Right? And you pride yourself in that.
Right.
Right? You're not, and I'm not speaking bad about anybody who's in fast food service, right? But it's a different quality.
Right.
And anybody can go to McDonald's, just like anybody can go to a Chase Bank, right? How many of those people at Chase Bank or McDonald's have come from Wendy's or Bank of America? How long are they going to be in that industry? How much do they really care about a relationship with somebody that we've spent all this time and trying to get them from point A to point B? If they're not there anymore, if they don't really understand or care to understand what the goals are and come up with a strategy to keep somebody accountable for that, in my mind, it's time wasted.
Yeah.
Right? I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
Right? They're wasting
their
their
time.
time.
Yeah.
Right? So it's so much more. I mean, it's truly a relationship that is the most important to me. Everything else is a byproduct of that.
Yeah. So I think working with you for sure it's like a personal relationship thing, and and none of you should go and ask for a discount. Don't do that. Okay. If I recommend your ass, don't ever ask people for a discount. Pay full price and tip extra, please. Please, people, don't make me a bad reference, okay? Because just go, give them some business, give them some abundance, okay? Sharesies is goodsies.
I think at the end of the day, just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, kind of like what we're doing. It's something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
I enjoy learning about people. Right, and it doesn't have to be just about real estate, but it intrigues a lot of people.
Yeah, because a lot of people in your profession, Grant Cardone talks.
Right.
There's not not everybody's Grant Cardone. Like not everybody's out there putting their shit out there. Same thing with the food business. Like everybody, on YouTube, right?
Right.
All the chefs on YouTube are not. Well, okay, hold on a second. I don't want to call them not chefs, but
what actually constitutes the title of chef?
No, chef is okay when other chefs call you a chef. When you
gain the respect of another
right,
chef.
and or if you run an establishment.
So it's like being a samurai.
Yeah, and you're the guy that's in charge of the place. You can call yourself a chef. So yeah.
So do you have to have like a designation, or like is there an association that you?
Well, no, I don't, because I'm one of those like rogue kind of cat. I don't have any certification. I never went to school for culinary. I call myself a chef because other people call me a chef.
Okay, so you call yourself a chef because people are like, oh, this guy is like legit.
Yeah, and I've been washing everybody else's dishes long enough, and I feed enough people.
I mean, if I got paid what you get paid to wash dishes, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, that's why I don't mind. Period of what I do, and I'm not complaining. Like this is just me having the opportunity to chop it up. Me have great friends. On top of what I do, it's something that I never thought I would have, and it's a great opportunity to do this, and I hope that we can do this more often.
I'm just gonna be the co sidekick.
That's good. Yeah,
I'll just be off camera. I'll be the guy in the corner.
and no, and I don't know. This might be a good dynamic. Maybe it could be like we just you and I chop it up,
Yeah.
and we can always have like
Right.
mystery caller.
Yeah.
You know, when they said like you start a show, you should be super niche, right?
Okay.
This is not niche at all. This is a chef. The first episode is a chef, and then now we're talking about mortgage and shit. There's no zero nicheness.
I mean, it's kind of nichey though. I mean, when do you
Right.
get a chef and a mortgage guy together to come on the show to talk about random bullshit?
Oh, okay. That's true.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day when I was walking during my like 9 miles of daily walking.
Daily walk.
Yeah.
The many pairs of shoes that you walk through.
Yeah, I got to wear them out in 90 days so I get them for free.
That's right.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. Is doing additional private events as Chef Yu and Yu's Gourmet, is that something that you're trying to bring to the public?
No. It's called private chef. Private, like, yeah, no, just use gourmet, yeah, for sure. I think we're building a. So it started off as a store to sell my in-laws dumplings,
Which are fantastic, by the way.
yeah. Thank you. They're limited supply because I have to kind of twist their arm to make them.
Because it's like a sweat factory.
Yeah, because they just make them by hand. And now they're in Hong Kong, so I'm even more limited supplies. Like every time I do a pop up, I try not to sell so that I don't run out. You know.
So that means that you can charge $10 more.
Yeah, but it's okay. I don't know. I'd rather have people eat it, share it, than anything. So yeah, the used gourmet. There's a private market that I do pop up with when we do the Hikari Farm produce yasai box. Chef Mie, who does the Japanese and French pastries. There's Chica, who does Chef Chica does bento boxes.
The bento boxes look legit.
No, they're good. Like, and she makes everything from scratch. You know, so yeah, and then there's Chef Yumi that does these roll cakes that sold everywhere, and her team. Like, there's these girls that does the chili oils, and then there's a girl that does the tart. So yeah, this happens like every other week. But anyway, yeah. So me cooking for other people, maybe like down the road if I have a studio home, right? I was talking to Ricky, my YouTuber friend, Ricky Tran from Perfection, and I was telling him about this house.
The knife guy.
Yeah, the knife guy. Yeah, and I was telling him about the mansion. So he was saying, you know, you can do your studio out of there, right? Do all your stuff. It can be expensed, and then you can do these $20,000 dinners.
Sure.
Once a week, right? Because just do the table of 12.
Yeah.
You only do 12 people, and it's 20 grand, right? It'll pay for the home,
Right.
the studio.
Just one a month.
And with that money, I don't even have to touch. Excuse me. With that money, I would touch every bit of the food. I would cook you all. It's with these hands. It would not be anybody else's hand. Yeah, but
So kind of like a people are the trendy thing right now is the omakase.
yeah. Oh, that's omakase.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. Oh.
No.
See, that's why he's a
No.
chef,
It
and
is
I'm not.
omakase, but when you come to Yuki's, it's omakase. It's oh my Spanish casa, not Japanese. Omakase.
Spanish, Mexican, Japanese
That's
fusion.
like Californian. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
California fusion omakase.
Dude, that's it right there. That's your niche.
But yeah, no, because nobody gets my food, man. Like, I run the gallery, right? But I don't get, like, you've never been there.
No.
You'll
It's
never,
super
like,
exclusive.
I'm so sorry, but you'll never be there unless he invites you, right? And I don't have control over that.
Never say never.
Never. Like, wow, true. Very, very true.
I mean, he might hear this one day.
No, he's supposed to be one of the guests. Laurel was. Laurel's you gotta invite him. You know.
Oh, that would be awesome. I have so many questions for him.
No, yeah, everybody would have so many questions for him, but yeah. So
I think one of those questions would be, can you invite me to the Pro-Am next year?
Oh no, you asked me. I will invite you to the pro.
I know I should have gone last year when you invited me.
Yes, and then this year I had to bring some people to line up for
Yeah.
the future.
Right. Yeah. Networking opportunities.
That's right. Yeah. But, yeah, dude. So please, next time when I invite you anywhere, this is the guy, by the way, that been to the Warriors game with me.
Dude, this guy had floor seats, and his wife texts. She goes, "Make sure you come hungry." I'm like, "I'm always hungry." So he picks me up, and we go and we drive in the city, and then we go into the player parking lot. I mean, there's the Mercedes-Benz parking lot inside, and there's like G-Wagons and all these expensive cars, and we drove in the Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Right.
My baby Golf.
Yeah, 4-door Golf. And this was like during COVID, so you had to show that you were vaccinated and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we go in. What is it? The that wasn't the players' entrance, was it?
Just the floor. Yeah, the floor entrance. Yeah.
Yeah, past the Chase Lounge and all that.
Yeah.
And then walk out onto the floor. I think I've been to like maybe 2 Warriors games prior to that, and this guy's got floor seats. I mean, I could have tripped Draymond Green that game.
Yeah. Oh, so so if I ever invite you anywhere, just know that they're not my ticket. They're
So they're gonna be good. You get free drinks and free food.
My boss hooks it up.
Yeah, dude, totally. So the other question that I had for you was, what are your other ideas in terms of being Chef Yuki? Right, you've got Hughes Gourmet, you've got this pop-up thing, which I have yet to come and visit.
Yeah, you call yourself a friend.
I know, right?
It's okay. Yeah,
it's okay. You give me shit for free.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. That's why you don't gotta come. You don't gotta drive all the way down there. No, I mean, we're working on just a bunch of stuff. We're gonna do a cookbook. We have this pod. We're working on this pod, and we're also working on recipes on YouTube as videos. We have Instagram for Chef Yuki. We have TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. I think that is all we have. But yeah, we're just building a brand, since I don't do anything for other people. So I just got to make sure that I focus on taking care of my boss and not get distracted, but just have fun in this day and age. I mean, like, you can't have a better opportunity to kind of show off. I mean, we have a studio set up right here
in the garage.
I just brought the shit over, like the first like,
your mobile production studio.
Yeah, the first time I brought it over here, it was like just 1 or 2 lights, and now we have more lights. We got like lights running out of power back over there.
So we got like 3-4 phones, Bluetooth. This guy's got a pea popper on the mic.
Yeah, and just try. Yeah, I need more mics. But,
yeah,
but not bad. So I might be working with Ricky on some of his stuff. I think he's working on like a new wasabi thing. So yeah, and just a lot, a lot of traveling, right? Because the boss is like, go and have fun, eat, and bring the experience back.
Right, and you did that.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah, I went.
What was it? The ramen?
Yeah, I went to ramen school in LA. That's where I met Ricky last year. But yeah, so we're gonna do more of that, hopefully.
Japan too, right?
Yeah, I'm planning on Japan. He was like, "Yeah, come with me, because if you come with me, we're gonna do 5 days."
Oh, you're going with him?
Well, he's like, "We're gonna go 5 days ramen school."
Does he get you your own room too?
Yeah.
Or do you have to sleep in the same room with him?
No, dude, he's gonna bring like a film crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's legit. Like,
you flying private?
No.
Oh.
No. But I tell people I only fly business.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. No. To Japan, it's not that bad. There's like this airline in San Jose that you can fly there for like less than $3,000, I think, round trip.
So
all
when
right.
when are you going to Japan?
I don't know. I got permission, but from Sue, but
I mean,
when
can you
time
bring the
permits.
family?
I would, but she wouldn't want to go. Like, it's too
What?
much. It's just too much of a hassle. We don't travel anywhere. But when the boys get bigger,
Well, yeah, and then you're going to take them out of the school, which I'm sure she's not wanting to do.
right? Yeah. So, and I have to take her out of work. That's another thing. So you don't want to. You kind of want her to work.
But she gets
wants
paid
to work.
vacation.
Yeah. Well, I understand.
How come
We'll
they don't
see.
want? How come they don't ever want to use that?
I don't know. That's the ladies.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I tell my wife that all the time. I'm like, how much vacation do you have? You're like maxed out, right? It's like use it or lose it type shit.
Right. I do that too. I'm maxed out as well on my vacation. But I know.
And you don't take vacation either.
No.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. And I can't ask for it. So, but anyway, so this is just like a tip of the iceberg. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm doing this, just going place to place, chopping it up with all of my good friends.
Yeah.
And they're all interesting people, and they all do extraordinary things. So thank you so much, Jeff, for coming onto the show today. It was good conversation.
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
it's always fun.
Yeah, so thank you again for taking time out. Your time is super valuable. I'm sure you have plenty of clients, relationship things you gotta do and deal with your shit. I'll pick up your kids, be a good dad.
Yeah, we got baseball tonight.
Oh, nice. So thanks again for coming.
All right, everybody. Have a great day.
This episode is brought to you by Use Gourmet. Go to usegourmet.com, YUSGOURMET.com to check out Chef Yukei's recipe and his in-laws' frozen dumplings. And brought to you by KeyBuzz.com. Oh, KeyBuzz Mortgage Solutions. Okay, that's a wrap.
That's it.
That's a wrap.